Welcome to a very special episode of Video Village. My name is Mihir Shah, and today we are talking about the best Bollywood wedding songs. Now, these are songs that take place at weddings in whatever Bollywood movie that they came from. Joining me today for the first time on the pod is my sister Mansi. Mansi, we are in India together attending not one but two weddings. Talk to me about the song vibes so far. Have they met your standard? Have you heard what you wanted to hear? Where are you at?
I could have done maybe a little more with some of the traditional throwback wedding songs, but overall party vibes are there.
What do you define as throwback? Is that like 90s throwback, like Shah Rukh Khan throwback, or are you talking like Amitabh Bachchan throwback?
Kind of both. So I could have done with a little more like 90s wedding music, more traditional sounding stuff, but also I want to hear more just like older music. A lot of the music that we're hearing is like 2010s onwards, which makes sense, but I don't know. It gets old after a while, the same kind of beats and music.
I don't know. Yeah, I part of me agrees. I mean, like we heard a lot of songs last night. We had the Sangeet last night for this wedding we were attending, and I didn't recognize a handful of songs that were danced to as the night went on, which was surprising. But you mentioned like 2010s. Like 2010s is now like almost 15 years ago, like the start of that decade. So that's almost considered a throwback already. You know what I'm saying? Like you're talking. Oh, I want to hear songs from 30 plus years ago. When you say I want to hear 90s. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, me too. I'm just saying that like we are at the point now where 90s music is suddenly like it's not just like oh play the hits. It's like oh play like the old classics that are like really good, but. Like a 2010 song, like I've heard like 4 times is Morni Banke.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like that when that song came out, I was like, oh, it was a like catchy but awful song, and now it's literally played at every wedding at least once. It's kind of shocking. Like that's like the go-to song.
Yeah, it's wild. I probably have heard Kala Chashma like a total of 15 times so far over these 2 weddings.
Yeah, where did that song come from? Is that from a show or a movie?
I want to say it's from a movie, but I might be wrong.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed it. That's why we kind of got inspired to just record this podcast. We have a lot of time to kill between events right now. Do I just get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you have we're going to do a snake draft. Do you have a preference as to who goes first? Do you want to go first and get the first overall pick, or would you rather go second and get 2 picks back to back?
This is tough.
I always leave it to the guest. I always let the guest decide as opposed to like dice rolling it.
Maybe you can go first.
Okay. I'm actually okay with that because I think that for me, when I think about it, there is a first overall pick. Like there, in my mind, there's a clear choice here.
Oh, interesting.
And so I'm excited to pitch this to you. But so again, like the rules for this draft, and to clarify with you too, like these are all Bollywood songs, not songs that are played at weddings. These are songs that come from movie scenes that take place at a wedding. So like, okay, if you think that like the song Barsore from Guru is a good song to dance to at a wedding, like fair, that's a good song to dance to. It doesn't take place at a wedding, so you're not gonna draft that here.
That makes sense.
Okay, so for my first overall pick, I'm going to one of the 90s classics that we were hinting at before. I'm going to Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. I'm taking Bole Churiya as my first overall.
Okay.
I think this is the peak for what I consider to be like a wedding song because yes, it takes place at a wedding, a very iconic wedding scene in a movie, but it's almost like it's almost memed now. Like I meme this song. Like I think that like I could sit here and start dancing and probably put together 30 seconds of choreo to Bollywood, and it would match every video you've seen of like, it's always like little girls like twirling their hands and their backs facing the audience. It's like, it's so classic, but it's easy to make fun of, but it's also like every time it's on, I'm like, this is such a good song. I re-listened to it yesterday when I was prepping for this, and I was like, it hits. Like I actually do really like this song.
It's funny you say that because I remember last year I was at a friend's wedding and I was invited to be part of the dance on the bride's side because I know the bride, and one of the songs in the mashup was Bola Julia.
Yeah.
And I started doing the choreo and I remember you like burst out laughing because it was just like the most stereotypical choreo for that
It's the
song.
same everywhere. It's literally just the hand twirl and then the shaking hips.
Yeah, the shaking hips.
But that is my number one pick. I'm curious because you said no. Where was that on your personal ranking?
Well, I was hoping. I mean, I knew this probably wasn't going to happen. I was hoping you wouldn't pick it because I was like, I actually didn't put that on here because I was like, it's too stereotypically like wedding.
Yeah, it's fair. People might be like, "That's really basic of me here," which is totally fair. It is a very basic choice.
Yeah, but. No, I'm glad you did. It needed to be.
It deserves to be on the list. Yeah. Okay. Let's hear your number one and number two.
So this first one that I picked is Mehndi Laga Ke Rakhna.
Yeah, that was number 3 on my list.
From DDLJ.
Yeah.
मेहंदी लगा के रखना डोली सजा के रखना मेहंदी लगा के रखना डोली सजा के रखना लेने तुझे ओ गोरी आएंगे तेरे सजना
मेहंदी लगा के रखना डोली सजा के रखना ओहो.
Yeah, amazing. And I picked this because it's this is kind of what I was talking about. Like this, a lot of the songs nowadays, you're talking about like dancing and shaking your body and all this. This is like,
you sound like an 80-year-old right now.
I know, but like, keep your mehndi ready. I'm here to like take you. It's just like so traditional and like very kind of old school, but I love it. You don't hear songs like this.
I agree with that. It's definitely a very romantic song. It's very like, it's traditional. It's got traditional instruments. It's very catchy. I was humming it before we started the pod, and I realized, and I was like, shit, I hope that it's not on her list already, but it was clearly.
My 2 and 3,
Hey, slow down. You only get 2.
No, I know. I have them written. I think I'm gonna switch the order of them as we're talking right now.
Yeah.
So
I told you this happens every time.
I know. It's confusing, but when we're starting to talk, I'm like, okay. So I think my number 2 pick is gonna be Jute Do Paise Lo.
Take it. I've never heard of that before in my life.
From Hum Aapke Hai Kaun.
दूल्हे की सालियो हरे दुपट्टे वालियो दूल्हे की सालियो हरे दुपट्टे वालियो झूठे दे दो पैसे ले लो झूठे दे दो पैसे ले लो.
Okay, through the power of editing, I have now listened to the first 30 seconds of the song. It's cute. I don't know the movie at all.
So this is a super cute movie. Their like chemistry in the movie is so good, and they're just always like, in this song especially, I might be totally wrong about this again. My ability to fact check right now is non-existent, but in this song is about the tradition that happens in a lot of Indian weddings where the bride's side during the ceremony at some point steals the groom's shoes.
Okay.
So they steal the groom's, Madhuri steals the groom's shoes, and then after you steal the shoes, you have to ask for, like, hey, I'm not going to give you them back for free, you better give me some cash, some money. And this whole song is like a negotiation.
I see.
Of like, what are you going to give me for these shoes?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and it's really cute, and I think it goes back to the whole, like, traditions that aren't talked about as much, or like, this is the only song I can think of where the whole song is about this tradition of the shoes.
Yeah, that's fun.
And unless you've been to a lot of Indian weddings or you are part of the culture or something, you might not know about it, but I think it's a really fun tradition, and this song kind of captures the playfulness and kind of sneakiness about the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. That's I've never heard of it, but I like your reasoning behind it. I think it's very like thoughtful. My picks are not nearly as thoughtful as yours. I'm just like straight vibing. I have a number 2. I'm not sure I want it now because I'm like, you're putting a lot of thought into your responses, so maybe I should put a little bit of thought.
No, you should do it. I want to hear yours.
It's like It's like so basic. Either way, I'll pick my number 2. My number 2 is from Kal Ho Na Ho. I'm taking Mahi Ve.
तेरे माथे झूमर दमके तेरे कानों वाली चमके है रे तेरे हाथों कंगना खनके तेरे पैरों पायल छनके है रे नैनों से बोले रब्बा रब्बा मन में डोले रब्बा रब्बा अमृत घोले रब्बा रब्बा तू सोनिए सोनी सोनी रे आजा माही वे everybody sing सोनी सोनी रे आजा माही वे सोनी.
I think it's like a very cute scene, obviously, but I think it's a banger group wedding song. Like, it takes its time. You can have like old people dance to it. You can have young people dance to it. But the chorus, to this day, goes so hard, and it's like the perfect song to turn a choreographed dance into the wedding floor. You know, like it can become that song that's like, hey, everyone, come on and dance.
That's a great idea.
And it's just, I just find it really cute, and that movie is very cute. So, my number 2 is Mahi Ve. My number 3, I am very up in the air about. My number 3 originally was Mehndi Laga Ke Rakhna. So now I have to pivot, and I know a direction you're gonna go, and I'm almost like, you know what, just take that song. I'm not sure where it is on your list, but I'd be shocked if you didn't have this song on your list. So I'm not gonna pick that. What I'm thinking about. That's just a tease for the audience. I think I'm going to go with. I believe this is a late 2000s, early 2010s banger. Don't think I've seen this whole movie before. I've seen like it in bits and pieces. This is the first time that Ranveer Singh and Anushka Sharma were in a movie together. This is from Band Baja Barat. This is Envy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is such a good song.
And I think it's funny because it takes place at a wedding, but it's not their wedding.
Yeah.
It's the whole idea is like they run a wedding company in the movie, and so they're like helping to put together this wedding. The vibes are very low, and then they start to sing and dance this song.
कुट हो गया मैं तो एवी 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 लुट गया ओ मैं तो एवी 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 लुट गया मैं तो एवी 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 लुट गया ओ मैं तो एवी 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 लुट गया.
In the same vein as Mahi Ve, just like an unbelievable song to dance to, but it's not even like Mahi Ve is kind of like, it's a really good song to like do a choreographed dance to. This is a song you can just throw on even in like the Bharat and just like have people just go nuts to. It's also got a really famous dance to it. Like you can do the dance from the movie and people know that, oh yeah, that's that dance. So I really like this movie, and I really like this song, and so that's why I'm taking it.
I love that pick. It's such a catchy song.
Very catchy, yeah.
It's so catchy. That's the song that I'll like put on and just have like a dance party of one, just like me in my room by myself, just dancing to this song.
No, it's great. Yeah, I completely agree. It's great.
I think my next one is gonna be, this is a song from Dal. This is Ishq Bina.
Oh, whoa. That takes us at a wedding?
So it takes place at Aishwarya Rai's Mansi, the character's name, her friend's wedding.
Oh, damn. That's a great cut. I was like, oh, there's no wedding scene in Dal, but there is a wedding scene.
Yeah, and
that's amazing.
Akshay Khanna shows up. Manav, I think his name is in the movie.
Yeah.
He shows up and this song is like the leitmotif for the entire movie. Like the theme in this song comes back again and again in different ways, but he's like hitting on her at her friend's wedding. And the scene is really cute, and then he like shows up with the violin and starts singing, and yeah, I love this song.
इश्क बिना क्या जीना यारो इश्क बिना क्या मरना यारो दूध से मीठा इश्क इश्क इमली से खट्टा इश्क इश्क दूध से मीठा इश्क इश्क इमली से खट्टा इश्क
I think it's a fantastic pick. I love this song too. Completely forgot about it. What's your number 4?
Okay, number 4 is a classic that I've also heard a zillion times already at these two weddings.
Yeah.
2010s, I want to say. This one is from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Yeah.
This is Badtameez Dil.
Yeah.
इसमें भूत कोई चढ़ा है ठहरना जानना अब तो क्या बुरा क्या भला है फर्क पहचानना जिद पकड़ के खड़ा है कम वक्त छोड़ना जानना बदतमीज दिल बदतमीज दिल बदतमीज दिल माने ना बदतमीज दिल बदतमीज दिल बदतमीज दिल माने ना
It's classic. It takes place at a wedding, at their friend's wedding. The setting of this wedding is, I think, in Rajasthan. It's beautiful. And then Ranbir Kapoor is just like, I don't know. It's like peak Ranbir Kapoor.
I agree. I was going to say the same thing. I think it's like peak run. It was like the biggest he felt in the pop culture. Because this movie was ginormous.
It's huge.
Everyone loved it. And then from then there was like a couple years of him being in like a lot of movies. But it kind of feels like he's fallen off. And Ranveer Singh's taken his place. And even like in 2014, Ranveer Singh had a huge movie in Ram Leela. But Ranbir Kapoor hasn't like stayed as relevant as Ranveer Singh has. So I was going to say something. Yeah, I think this is not only a great pick, I think it's the right pick for the movie. Because the second half of this entire movie takes place at a wedding.
It does.
So there's 4 options that you could take. And I have all 4 written down as honorable mentions. We can talk about them now because I don't plan on taking any of them.
Okay.
So Badtameez Dil is the one you just took. Balam Pichakari does not take place at a wedding, but I think that's like probably the best song in the movie,
It's
arguably.
fine, yeah.
Another song that I think is really good that I was gonna pick because it'd be a little silly considering like the vibe, but Kabira is a really, really pretty song.
Yeah.
Sad song that takes place at a wedding. And then Dilli Wali Girlfriend I think is really, really fun as well.
The lyrics to that song are super fun.
Sure, yeah. I totally know what every word means. Let's do it. I think I have 4 and 5 left. I'm almost down if you are to draft like 7 songs.
Yeah, I have tons more.
Okay, so I want to keep going because I have too many honorable mentions then. I want to do something silly in my 4. I think having a silly pick in the 4 is just fun when you're looking at a list. I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of this movie. But the songs are undeniable. I'm going to pick... I think this is my heart speaking. In my number 4, I'm going to take Soni De Nakre from Partner. The Salman Khan and Govinda movie.
ਸੋਹਣੀ ਤੇ ਨੱਕਦੇ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਤੇ ਨੱਕਦੇ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਤੇ ਨੱਕਦੇ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਤੇ ਨੱਕਦੇ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੂੰਹ ਪੱਤੀ ਜੈਮ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਏ ਉਹ ਜਾਣੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੂੰਹ ਪੱਤੀ ਜੈਮ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਏ ਓਏ 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 ਓਏ
Unbelievable song. And it's like, I remember watching it as a kid and being like, looking at Govinda in a scene, be like, I want to dance like that. Like, that is who I want to be at the wedding. This guy, like, goes full squat and starts to, like, hop across the dance floor. Govinda obviously is a very famous dancer for being so silly. And I was like, that was my introduction to it. Obviously, he's got a lot more, like, famous examples. But I love this song. It was played yesterday at the Sangeet. It's played, like, everywhere. I think it's just a really, really funny song. Like, as soon as it turns on, you know you're going to see something really silly. So I like that.
That's a great pick.
Thank you. All right, and number 5. So I'm going to pick a song that I plan on dancing to at my friends' weddings because of the title of the song, which is Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi Hai.
I knew you were going to say
Which
that.
means it's my friend's wedding. This song has a very familiar intro, like the verses, the melodies like probably have been used a ton of times in like some sort of variation, but then the chorus is just so iconic. You just want to like start jumping up and dancing. So it's a very easy pick for me, and it kind of rounds out my 5 in its current form.
Nice. That's a great one. Those are fun picks.
Thank you. Let's hear it. Your last pick before we go into our bonus picks.
All right, so my last one takes a little bit of a turn. I feel like my first couple were kind of traditional, and then my next couple, I don't really know how to classify them, but this one is you hinted to this earlier, it's a sad wedding song.
Okay.
This one, I'm picking Channa Mere.
Yeah, I have that too. I was going to say that next, actually.
Yeah.
अंधेरा तेरा मैंने ले लिया मेरा उजला सितारा तेरे नाम किया चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना मेरे आ बेलिया ओ बिया चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना मेरे आ चन्ना.
What movie is this from?
Ye Dil Hai Mushkil.
Oh, that's right.
That's Ranbir Kapoor and Anushka.
Anushka, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's right.
So I picked this one because I feel like you normally associate wedding songs either with like parties, like good vibes, or happy, or things like that, or even sad, but in the context of like in those older songs, oh, the bride is leaving, she's sad, something like that. This one is completely different, where he's at a wedding where he can't have the girl, and it just like the vibe is, it's kind of unexpected for a wedding song.
Yes.
Or a song that takes place at a wedding. And I love it. It's such a beautiful song. So I picked this as my number 5. For my next pick, I will go with what I consider a total banger and a classic. This is from maybe my favorite movie of the 2010s? I don't even know. I think 2000s. Jab We Met.
Yeah, is it Moja or Nagara?
This is Nagara.
Yeah, I was between the two. I knew you were gonna. That's why I was gonna pick earlier, and I was like, you know what? I know you love this movie. Let me just give you this pick.
I love this movie. And this song, I might be... Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. I might be confusing this with another song. But this is when, at the end of the movie...
No.
It's not?
No, that's Moja.
Oh, okay.
So
maybe that's the one I was thinking
That's
about.
what... Because Nagara's song is, like, technically not really the wedding.
Okay.
I think people have arrived for the wedding, or are arriving for the wedding. And he sits down, and they're like, sing a song for us, or something like that.
Oh, yeah, no, this is the one I'm thinking of then.
Oh.
Nagara. Yeah.
But that's not at the end of the movie.
It's not the end of the movie, but it's like towards the end of the movie where they're at the wedding.
No, it's at the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then you're right. Well, so I guess I intended to pick Moja Hi Moja.
Okay.
And the reason I wanted to pick it is because the premise of this movie, where they're at, is he's showing up to her house for her wedding to marry another guy, but then she's actually in love with him, and I think it's just so funny, and the song fits in perfectly to it. It's high energy, and you know they have to end up together because the whole movie's about them.
Right. No, you're good. I think I like the premise of Nagara better, but I think I like the Moja Hi Moja better as a song. Alright, I have my 6 and my 7. Okay, I think I have at least one. For my number 6, I'm gonna go to just like a movie that has no space in the public consciousness at all, except for the songs. Or rather, this song. So from the movie Bluffmaster starring Abhishek Bachchan, I'm taking Saina Saina. Unbelievable banger.
It's so catchy.
It's so catchy. It's like,
I don't know what they're saying half the time.
no, it doesn't matter. They're probably saying garbage. It's the equivalent to like a pop song in a Bollywood movie, but it's just like unbelievable
you just go
vibes.
hard.
Unbelievable vibes. So Sena Sena is like my number 6. I wanted to draft more than 5 because I felt really bad leaving this off my list. All right, and my number 7, and I'm happy to stop at 7 because now I think the rest I'm happy to have as honorable mentions here. So to honor 2023, I will take a song from Rocky Irani. This is the end credit song that takes place at the wedding, called Gurmai.
सलमा से तारों वाली शगना दे शब आए रे बनों से बनने के मिलने की जोरत लाए रे शहनाई यूं गूंजे सबके आंखें भर आए सलमा से तारों वाली शगना दे शब आए रे बनों से बनने के मिलने की जोरत लाए.
Y'all can't see right now, but I'm just like staring at Mihir because I wanted to keep this as my 7th pick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anyway, continue. I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, I mean, I just think it's a really... I was super annoyed when I watched this movie in theaters because the credits were, like, super big and the screen was super small, or the image was super small. Luckily, it came out on Amazon Prime. You could rewatch that credit sequence in its entirety. Just, like, a beautiful wedding that they just went super crazy filming for the end credits.
I think it's the most beautiful wedding I've ever seen on screen.
Yeah,
like, even more than, like, whatever we saw in, I don't know, like, Padmavat, or I don't even know if there's a wedding.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't even come
but, like,
close. Yeah.
Just the outfits, the setting, it's just so stunning. Everyone looks so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a really pretty song. And it's a shame that it wasn't, like, the bigger part of the movie. Or at least they should have, like, had the scene and then... It's already 3 hours long.
I
Just
know.
make it 5 minutes longer.
I agree.
So yeah, that I feel pretty good honoring Rocky Irani that way this year. Banger soundtrack. I think Rocky Irani soundtrack will be around for a long time.
So good. Alright, so I'm going to pivot a little bit. I had 2 things that I was thinking for number 7. That was one of them. So let's go in the other direction. This is a song that was unexpected, still great. I'm going to do a pick from Kalho Na Ho.
1, 2, 3 water community.
Soccer make them have the beach to नहीं.
But who are we?
Yes, who are we? Party આપણે.
Say G,
Katya,
you, J, J.
હવે જામનગર.
Rohit and Naina, we are proud of you.
Okay, banger. Yeah.
This is the Good Juice song.
Yeah.
It's during the wedding. It's like a song that's not a real song, but it definitely is.
No, it is.
And we actually just, the last wedding we went to, the bride side of the family wasn't...
Who are not
They're
Gujarati.
not Gujarati, but they like opened with this song, like dancing to the Guju song.
Yeah, because the groom was
The
Gujarati.
groom, yes, good clarification. Yeah, I just think it's so funny. It takes place at a wedding. It's like, hey, we're Guju, we're owning it. And if you're Guju, you can just like pull this out.
Unbelievable pick, actually. This is great. Very unexpected. Just to recap our draft boards, the 7 songs that we've each drafted. My draft board, I have Bole Chudiya, I have Mahi Ve, I have Avi Avi, I have Soni De Nakre, Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi Hai, Sena Sena, and Gurmai.
Nice. I've got Mehndi Laga Ke Rakhna, Joote Do Paise Lo, Ishq Bina, Badtameez Dil, Janna Mereya, Nagara, oh, not Nagara, the other one. And then Guju.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, I like that we ended on that note. Let's jump into honorable mentions. I have a few that I can just like go through in no particular order. Okay, I have Sajan Ji Ghar Aaye from Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, a movie that I really like don't have any personal connection to, surprisingly, for whatever reason. But we heard this song today when the Sajan Ji came home.
Yeah.
And so it felt like it had to be said. Very high energy. I have Mujhse Shaadi Karogi, which I really wanted to pick, but I think Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi Hai is just like a little bit better as a song. Outside of the chorus of Mujhse Shaadi Karogi, it's kind of a very mediocre song.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, from my favorite Bollywood movie of all time, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, Similarly, the last scene in that movie is a wedding.
That's a solid one.
Suraj Ki Baahon Mein. I really like that song. Very simple, very sweet. Banger pick for the silly pick. Mast Kalandar.
Ooh.
It's just so.
What is that from?
Hey Baby, which I've never seen.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
But it's such a great song.
Great song, hilarious song. And then it has a Shah Rukh Khan cameo in the movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you watch the music video or the scene from the movie rather, there's a random moment where Shah Rukh Khan is revealed to be at the wedding, and then it's a whole thing. Okay, we already talked about the Ye Jawani Hai Diwani movie songs. The last one I have on my list, and I'm sure we're missing 1,000 songs here, but the last one I have is kind of like a creative pick, not really a wedding, but it is a marriage. From the movie Ram Leela, there's a song called Ang Lagade. It basically is a scene where, I almost said Rocky, where Ram and Leela are, I guess, like in their room together. Like, it looks like they're about to have sex, but they're basically doing this ritual or this whatever to signify that they're basically marrying each other, because obviously they can't have a real marriage.
Oh, I see.
And so they have this, like, they do this thing that's basically like, hey, we're getting married. So it's kind of like a illegal pick in that way. So I wasn't going to draft it, but it's a really pretty song. Very intense scene in the movie. Rocky. Again, Ranveer Singh looks really hot in this scene. So go look it up if you haven't seen this. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
Nice. Lots of good ones. I feel like as you were talking about them, I thought of several other songs that I'm not going to be able to remember that probably should go on this list. Okay, some honorable mentions from me. This first one, I'm not sure, again, if it takes place at a wedding, but this is from K3G, Ye Ladki Hai Allah. At the beginning. It's not their wedding. I think it's a wedding that they attend, maybe?
I think it might be a wedding, and I'm kind of like, I should have been drafted. It's such a good song.
That was actually my number 3 pick, but then I went for Ishq Bina instead.
Also good. Yeah, you can't go wrong, but fantastic song.
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan first meets Kajol, right?
And Kajol's like breaking things.
yeah.
And yeah, I feel like it fits well.
Yeah.
Then I have from the movie Queen.
Never
There's
seen
a song. You've not seen Queen?
Is that the one where she's like goes on a trip to Europe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So this song it's the opening song of the movie. It's London to Makara.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one is iconic. I picked this one because it's the movie. Normally, movies like love stories, it ends with a wedding.
Yeah.
Like the end of it, it's like, oh, you're married, congrats. This one starts with a wedding, and you think it's such a beautiful wedding, colorful, high energy. She looks beautiful, the main actress, and you think like, wow, this is gonna be a great movie. And then right after the song, she finds out that her fiance like doesn't show up to the wedding, like leaves her at the altar.
Right.
And then the whole movie kind of unravels from there.
We heard this song a lot the last week and a half.
Yeah, it's quite popular.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was from this movie because I've never seen this movie.
Yeah, I highly recommend. Queen is great.
Yeah, I've heard good things from you, so I'll check it out. But great pick, yeah.
And then this next song, I'm actually not sure. This is embarrassing. I don't know what this song is called.
Okay.
I haven't been able to look it up, but I think it's a Marathi song. Like, I mean, the title is Marathi, but it's maybe audience don't hate me if it's not Marathi, please. But English of English is the movie.
Oh yeah.
With Sridevi.
Yeah.
And it's really sweet.
Any others?
That's all I got.
Cool. This was fun. Any closing thoughts about Bollywood wedding songs?
I think some common themes: high energy, high emotion, whatever that means, like happy, excited, maybe sad. Lots of cool, like, rooted in traditions, whether that means like instruments that are used in these songs or what the songs are about. Overall, this is a really cool genre. I think it's a very specific genre. Yes. Of song, and I think when you hear a song or you watch a movie with songs, you can almost immediately identify like, hey, this is gonna be like played at weddings.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's tough because we're not necessarily drafting songs to be played at weddings, right? Like, you're not gonna dance to Channa Mere. That'll be a really awkward song to dance to. But I certainly think that like Bollywood movies do weddings really well. And like you said about Queen, any movie that starts with a wedding is pretty much always a good time. Yeah. Even if it means there's gonna be a sad scene afterwards, the movie usually is good. And the best movie to follow that rule is The Godfather. Ladies and gentlemen,
What?
this has been
my God.
Video Village. Mansi, thanks for being on the pod. Hope you've enjoyed this special episode. And we'll see you next week. Oscars in 2 weeks, people. Peace.
Bye, y'all. This is fun.
Special thanks to my lovely girlfriend Krupa Patel for the podcast's artwork, and my good friend Kevin Cow for the music that you're listening to now. You can find more of his music on Instagram at Waiguang Beats. Thanks, y'all.